What's up, Mash? Second day in Puerto. And morning felt lighter somehow. Like the air knew we didn't owe it anything. No alarms chasing deadlines. No engines waiting to be started. Just a quiet permission to exist without being needed elsewhere. For once, the day belonged to us. She told me something that stayed. Don't just exist here, experience it. Simple words, but they landed heavier than expected. Because truth is, I never really liked the beach. The salt clinging to skin, the sand that follows you home no matter how hard you try to leave it behind. The sun that burns more than it warms. Maybe it started when I was younger. One long afternoon under a careless sky, coming home darker than I left. Not just in shade, but in spirit too. And somehow that moment stayed longer than the tan ever did. So I grew up thinking my distance from waves, from heat, from that version of myself I didn't quite want to revisit. But growing up also does something else. It softens the edges of old discomforts, turns never into maybe, and sometimes into why not. So I stepped in. Not because suddenly I loved the sea, but because I love who I was with. Because she reached for the moment. And I didn't want to be the one left standing on the shore. And somewhere between the islands, Puerto finally revealed itself. White sand stretching like it had nowhere else to be. Water clear enough to remind you that there's a whole world beneath what we usually see. Laughter echoing over a banana boat ride that felt ridiculous in the best way. It wasn't just a place anymore. It was an experience.
Ano isda nyo?
And maybe that's what she meant.
Sarap yan.
Not to love everything, but to allow yourself to feel it anyway. We ended the night the way good days often do. A little noise, a few drinks, music filling in the spaces words couldn't. It was fun. The kind of fun that doesn't need to prove itself. But like all highs, it gently reminds you
Thank you.
you won't stay forever. Morning creeps back in with reality in its pocket. Responsibilities, work, the quiet weight of being an adult. And yeah, part of me resisted. Who wouldn't? If given a choice, I'd stay where days feel like this. Unrushed, unburdened, fully lived. But life doesn't ask what we'd rather do. It asks what we're willing to carry. Growing up isn't always about losing the joy of moments like these, but learning to step into them fully while they're here. Even if you're uncomfortable at first. Because life isn't just about the things we naturally love. It's also about the things we learn to embrace. For the sake of the people, the memories, and the versions of ourselves we're still becoming. I still don't love the beach, but I love that day. I'll see you around, man.